بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وآله وصحبه ومن اهتدى بهداه أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. You may find my talk a bit boring, and this is what my children usually tell me, but I will try my level best, and I pray to Allah that my level best is accepted. Our topic is science the only answer? So who would define to me what science is? See, I put the ball in your court, so it would not be boring. Now you are boring.
The study of the environment.
Study of the environment, environmentology. But this is not only science, this is a branch of science, right? So what is science? What is science in Arabic?
Hello.
Ilm. So is ilm mentioned in the Quran?
Yes.
Do you have one ayah? You cannot say no without even thinking. Quran. Any derivative of ilm. Let us not go there. Let us go to something you know, inshallah. What is the first word revealed in the Quran? Iqra. What does it mean? Read. And it also means recite. Because the Prophet was not learned, he could not read. So it can mean recite, to say. And this highlights to you the importance of knowledge in Islam. No other religion comes and tells people to learn, to read, to acquire knowledge. If you look all over the world, all religions suppresses knowledge acquisition. Why? Religions other than Islam fear that knowledge would make you reject the religion, except Islam. Because Islam goes side by side with modern day sciences. However, if you look into the Quran, you will find that the knowledge mentioned in the Quran is different to the knowledge we think is crucial and essential, that is these sciences. Any one of you was born knowledgeable? Raise your hands, please. Okay, one, mashallah. Did you understand my question? I said, did anyone, oh, there's another one there, mashallah. Okay, I'll ask the question again. Has any one of you born knowledgeable? When you came from your mother's womb, when you were one day old, were you knowledgeable? So, all of us, when we were born, we could not speak, we could not hear, we could not see, we had no knowledge at all. If they put in front of us fire, we would not know that it was harmful. If they put in front of us food, we would not even be able to eat it, correct? Allah Azza wa Jal says, and Allah has brought you out from the wombs of your mothers while you know nothing. And He gave you hearing, sight, and hearts that you might give thanks to Allah. So now you have knowledge. Who gave it to you? Or I'm strong, I got the knowledge myself. Is it? It's Allah. He's the one who makes you knowledgeable. You work, Allah gives you more. You don't work, Allah keeps you ignorant. But the knowledge comes from Allah Azza wa Jal. And knowledge without action, knowledge without practice, has no benefit. If a doctor who has completed so many years in college, he knows that this is harmful, this causes cancer, this causes high blood pressure, and this would make him die. This is knowledge, correct? If he still smokes, if he still does not work out in the gym and practice, did his knowledge benefit him? He will die. Out of what he warns people of. So many times I see doctors, they have these big bellies, mashallah. I don't know how they can see their shoes when they tie their laces. Maybe they need outside assistance. Maybe. That's why they have assistants and nurses. They do this for them. With all due respect to the medical, I hope we don't have any nurses here. Anyhow, they're so big, so fat, with a packet of cigarette in their pockets. And they say, very bad high blood pressure, you have cholesterol, very high levels, you have to work out, you have to try to lose weight, you have to get in shape. You look at him and say, Subhanallah, what are you doing? Are you a hypocrite? It's like when a sheikh comes to you and say, Fear Allah, and he's doing something else. He's a hypocrite. And this is why you have to implement whatever knowledge you have and apply it in your life. Allah Azza wa Jal made that clear in the Quran when He says, so know, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, know, acknowledge that there is no deity except Allah, and ask forgiveness for your sin and for the believing men and believing women. Allah started with knowledge. So know, acknowledge before seeking forgiveness, which means that we cannot act or do things without knowledge. Imagine someone coming to the masjid. Assalamu alaikum, are you Muslims? Yes, I'm Muslim. What do you want to do? I want to pray. What are you going to pray? I don't know. Okay, how are you going to pray? I don't know. Which is, do you know the Qibla? I said, no, what is the Qibla? Do you know Salat is composed of 4 rak'ah? What is rak'ah? You don't have knowledge of rak'ah or Qibla or Salat or wudu. I said, no, I don't have knowledge, but I want to pray. Can he do this? He has to get what? Knowledge. And this is why knowledge has great importance in Islam. Unlike other religions where it tells you no, separate knowledge from your religion. They're different. Islam says they go side by side. Knowledge makes people high, ignorance makes people low. In the Quran, when you hear this ayah, what do you think? Allah says, Allah will raise those who have believed among you and those who were given knowledge by degrees. Allah will raise 2 types, believers and knowledgeable people. So, who are those whom Allah is going to elevate in degrees when it comes to knowledge? The knowledgeable, but what kind of knowledge? Well, we have to look into the Quran. In the Quran, if you read it from cover to cover, you will never find Allah Azza wa Jal ordering His Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to ask for increase in anything. Would you like to be rich? Those who don't want to like to be rich, raise your hands. Now people are looking behind. So before I raise it, no, you have to take your own decision. Don't depend on people. Okay, you don't want to be rich? Can I have your wallet? You don't have got one. Oh, that's a problem. Okay, this is why. No one doesn't like to be rich. If I say I'll give you 100 KDs, would you take it? Maybe you'll say, can you make it 200 please? I want to buy the new PlayStation. Everyone wants money. Do you want to become strong?
Yes.
Do you want to become someone of great prominence, a CEO in a company, a manager, business owner? Would you like to have 4 cars?
No.
You don't want to have 4 cars? Why? I like to have 5 cars. Cars, don't you like cars? 2 cars only, mashallah, modest. You don't like BMX, bicycles? Everyone wants something and wants a lot of it. In the Quran, you will never find such an instruction to the Prophet ﷺ except in knowledge. Allah Azza wa Jal says in the Quran, and say, my Lord, increase me in knowledge. Allah Azza wa Jal orders His Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam with the very best. So what is the best? It is knowledge. And no one understands without knowledge. Allah says, and these examples we present to the people, but none will understand them except those of knowledge. So many verses in the Quran, we read them and we pass by them without understanding, which means that without knowledge, you cannot understand them. However, what is the knowledge that we are seeking now in the Quran, in the Hadith, when Allah Azza wa Jal praises knowledge, when the Prophet ﷺ highlights beautiful knowledge? What kind of knowledge? Scholars say knowledge or sciences are divided into two types. The first type is the Islamic knowledge, and the second type is the non-Islamic knowledge. Having said that, we don't talk about haram knowledge. No, non-Islamic meaning that it does not have Islamic sciences. So please, also the daughters, share with me what different types of Islamic knowledge do we have? One, the knowledge of hadith. What is the knowledge of hadith?
The practical implements of the Prophet.
No. When we talk about science, see, there is sunnah. Sunnah is whatever the Prophet had done, alayhi salatu wasalam. So whatever he said, whatever he acted upon, whatever he saw and did not comment, whatever description of his physical, this is considered to be sunnah. Hadith science is a greater and more specific terminology. So it talks, there is mustalah al-hadith, which talks about authentic, non-authentic. So how can we study the chain of narrators to know whether it's accepted or not? Then study the actual text, whether it's authentic or not. There is fiqh al-hadith, there is tafsir al-hadith, the same interpretation of, it's a big branch of science, which is good. What else?
Knowledge from
Huh?
some knowledge from Quran.
Ahsant, very good. Knowledge, very good, mashallah. Knowledge of the Quran, which includes a great number of different sciences, such as ulum al-Quran. So we talk about the sciences of the Quran, which includes al-am, al-khas, al-mutlaq, al-muqayyad, the abrogated things that came and was revealed. When were they revealed? Why were they revealed? There is the Makki Quran and there is the Madani Quran, and there is a Saifi and there is a Shitwi, whether it was revealed in summer or revealed in winter. So many things. There is also the science of tafsir. Maybe this was what you're referring to, and which is one of the greatest sciences of Islam. You have to read the tafsir to understand what the scholars said about this particular ayah. And there is the science of qira'at, the different recitations and the way it is recited, and so on. Okay, what else? We have mentioned this, the Sunnah of the Prophet, we have mentioned it. What else? The rights. This is small. You have to look at the bigger picture. There is a science that talks about the rights of women. The Sharia law, but the Sharia law is composed of all these sciences. If we were to say fiqh, maybe this is more, what does fiqh study? Fiqh studies your tahara, wudu. How do I perform wudu? And if I tell you now, come and perform wudu, I would laugh from here until Maghrib. Because a lot of the Muslims, when I look at them when they make wudu, it is so laughable. People do things, washing their necks, washing their backs, and doing things, crazy things. What are you doing? Some people may also open their eyes and wash the inside of their eyes. Don't laugh, this is found. The people say it, and some people even relate it to other of the companions, some of the companions. It deals with salah, how to perform salah. And if you look at the people and how they perform their salat, they just follow their fathers and grandfathers, or mothers and grandmothers. But if you ask them, why do you do this? I don't know. You don't have knowledge? You don't have the hadith that tells you the Prophet used to do this when ruku', when sujood? No, I don't know. Fiqh deals with fasting, the rulings, what breaks your fast and what does not, of giving zakat. When do I pay 2.5% zakat and 5% and 10% and 25% zakat? Different categories. It deals with hajj, how to perform tamattu', qiran, ifrad. It also deals in mu'amalat, transactions, selling and buying, what is riba and what is halal and what is haram. It deals with marriages, divorces, waiting period known as iddah, habana, custody of the children. It deals with the prescribed punishment, when should I cut your neck if you kill someone? Well, we have to take you to the court, and the judge will say, kill him. Sometimes we cannot kill you, we pay blood money. Sometimes they say, I forgive you. All of these things, when killing by mistake is compensated by diyah, when killing intentionally, and on and on and on. This is all one branch of science known as fiqh. There are sciences that assist in these two things, known as ulumul alah. You cannot understand tafsir, you cannot understand sciences of the Quran, you cannot understand fiqh, you cannot understand hadith unless you know the Arabic language. So learning Arabic is not part of learning Islam, but it is necessary, and it is not selective or optional. It is part of the mandatory things in order for you to understand. So in order for you to participate in the marathon, do you know what the marathon is? Can you participate in the marathon if you cannot walk? It's a prerequisite that you walk. So in Islamic sciences, you have to learn these basics such as usul al-fiqh, al-qawa'id al-fiqhiyya, the sciences of Arabic, mustalah al-hadith itself. It's not an original science, but it is an auxiliary and helping science. And above all sciences, there is the science of aqeedah. What is the meaning of aqeedah? This is the most important. Tafsir is not important. Sunnah is not important if you don't have this aqeedah. What is aqeedah? I am old. I can even barely hear Abu Uthman.
Yes. Pronunciation.
Pronunciation, no. Ahsant. Very good, mashallah. So we have a number of scholars here and there. Aqeedah is your creed, your belief, your conviction of Allah and what follows that. So without knowing Allah Azza wa Jal, if you are knowledgeable in fiqh, in salat you know where to put your hand, on the chest or on your belly or on wherever, but you don't know Allah, would that count? So if I tell you, give me 30 of Allah's beautiful names, will you be able? 30? I know Allah, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. Sheikh, can I go to the toilet? Khalas, you give up. Allah has so many beautiful names and attributes. If you don't know them, then you don't know anything. You don't know Allah Azza wa Jal, you have a problem. So this is the greatest knowledge of all, to know Tawheed, to know how to make your worship to Allah sincere. Because this is the essence. The Prophet came to the people, ﷺ, ordered them to say what?
Shahada.
Which is?
Ashhadu an la ilaha
La ilaha illallah. This is aqeedah. If you do whatever you do, but you associate others with Allah, Allah will not accept your ibadah. So this is the most important thing. So this is branch number one, or definition number one of knowledge, Islamic knowledge. Then the non-Islamic knowledge is also divided into two types: permissible and prohibited. So let us look at the non-Islamic knowledge that are permissible. What sciences are permissible? Oh, I thought you were raising your hand, sorry. The cameraman always deceives me. He does this, I think. Yalla.
What do you want to be when you finish your studies?
Chalo, chalo.
The falcon is the fastest creature.
The falcon is the fastest creature. I think Bolt is, but no, that he's a runner, he's sprinter. No, he's not. No. This is not a science. Now we talk about science of Quran, Sunnah, Hadith, fiqh, etc. Now we want to talk about other sciences that we study. Yes?
Physics, chemistry, bio.
Physics. What else? Chemistry.
Biology.
All what you hate. Yes, biology.
I love it.
Mathematics.
Huh?
Mathematics.
Mathematics, a'udhu billah. Calculus. Calculus 101, the most hated subject to me. Then physics. Chemistry, I'm okay with chemistry because chemistry is logical. But when you come to physics and mathematics, they're riddles to me. Though I did it in university, but I hate it. Some people love it. So these are sciences, huh? Mathematics, medicine, engineering, whatever is worldly. Right. This is, we're talking about halal, huh? Is it halal? You sure? No doubts? No doubts. Right. Is it mandatory to learn or not?
Yes, it is.
Yes. So, is it mandatory? Is it wajib? Is it fard? Is it obligatory? Yes. Who says yes? Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. MashaAllah. Who says it's not obligatory? Raise your hand. There's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're all both wrong. You're both wrong. Why? It is not obligatory and it is not obligatory. It is communal obligation. What does that mean? It means fard kifaya. If one of you does it and the ummah does not need anymore, all of you are exempted and you're not sinful. But if none of you does it, you're all sinful. Give us another example so that we can understand. If Abu Uthman dies after long life and good deeds, we will all die, won't he? Whoever won't die, raise your hands, please. MashaAllah, everybody will die. Alhamdulillah. Hi. Okay, Abu Uthman dies. What do we do when someone dies? We read janazah. Before that, we do ghusl. We prepare him for burial and prayer by making ghusl. So making ghusl is a communal obligation. One of us has to do it. Not all of us, we have to go and make ghusl. Imagine that 30, 40 people. No, give me his hand. No, give me his hand. They will snatch him into pieces. No, one is sufficient, or two. So if two people wash him and prepare him for prayer and burial, khalas, we are all safe. But if none of us take the obligation and we say, it's not my business, it's not my business, not my business, and we leave him, then we're all sinful. Likewise, the community requires doctors. Who wants to be a doctor in the future? 1, 2, 3 sisters are doctors here, football players. Barcelona, Real Madrid. Okay, we have one, okay. If no one becomes a doctor, we are all sinful. Because we need doctors to treat us. We need engineers to build our roads and airports. We need scientists to come with discoveries and medicine and solutions. So this is a communal obligation. Is it understood? Yes. Right. This was permissible or not permissible? Permissible. Now we go to the not permissible sciences. Can you give me one impermissible science? We have mobile phones, none of them are gifts, but we can give them away. It's not mine.
Yeah, sure.
Huh? Think. Yes, sir.
The science of black magic.
Ahsant. Excellent answer. The science of black magic.
MashaAllah, Muhammad.
MashaAllah. Very good, Muhammad. Black magic is a science. But is it halal or haram? So watching Harry Potter is halal or haram? Now you're refraining, huh? No answer. It is without doubt haram. Sheikh, but it's nice. It's nice, it's fun. In the sequel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I don't know when it will end. The guy is going to become a grandfather soon. And there's still, mashallah, Harry Potter is working his way up. It is haram. Why is it haram? Because it deals with black magic, and this is kufr. It takes a person out of the fold of Islam. Sheikh, but it is fun, it's for children. Doesn't include giving life to the dead, people who die and they come back to life. No, people say, let me see. Which one, Sheikh, 3 or 4? I don't know. But it does. Does it not include changing the format from a being into a donkey or to a mouse or to something else and changing it to a human being? Things of the unseen changing. All of this is kufr. But Sheikh is very nice. Tough luck. So this science is haram, black magic. What else?
Science of alcohol.
Science of alcohol. Science of alcohol has not been discovered yet as a science, but we will consider it, inshallah, probably. If you mean the knowledge of production of haram, of course, because in order to make alcohol, you have to, or intoxicants. Alcohol is halal, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, Sheikh.
Yeah.
Alcohol is halal or haram?
It's halal. It's haram.
It is haram to consume.
Yeah.
But it is halal to use before getting an injection or during surgeries or to dissolve paints or to have vanilla extracts. All of these are halal. What is haram is what makes you intoxicated. This becomes haram. So this is why people ask me on live TV, Sheikh, is perfume with alcohol halal or haram? I say, if you drink it, it's haram. But if you wear it, it's halal. So you have to always be careful of what you say. How would the people perceive it and understand it? So yes, very good. Production of anything haram is haram.
Yes, Tariq. Bilal.
What about hacking? Learning how to hack.
Hacking is harmful or not harmful? It depends entirely on the objective. So if you're hacking, for example, enemies of Allah who say that Aisha is a kafir, Abu Bakr is a kafir, Umar is a kafir, and they're slandering our Prophet ﷺ, and you hack their websites, it's just halal. But try not to be caught. Because if you will be caught, this is harm much far greater than the good. So no. If you know you're good, then give me your number, I will talk to you, inshallah. Generally speaking, hacking is not good. Because people do it for fun. People do it to embezzle money, to disrupt security, and this is haram. But if it is in the cause of Allah, according to the fatwa of scholars, and you're preventing a greater evil, this is good.
Alhamdulillah.
Sheikh, you said if you add water in your body, it's okay, that doesn't drink it. There are some mouthwashes that contain a little bit of alcohol. Where you spit the mouthwash out. Is that count?
No, there's no problem. Mouthwash that contains alcohol that you spit, sure, huh? Yeah, and that you spit out, then definitely there's nothing wrong in that. See, the issue of alcohol among the fuqaha, the jurors, why did they differ? They differed not because it is intoxicating. If you bring a bottle of alcohol from the pharmacy and you drink it, you will die. before you get intoxicated. It will burn your inside out. Wallah. He's the expert in this. But percentages of alcohol in drinks that makes you intoxicated but not kill you, this is considered to be under the category of wine. So it's haram. Now mouthwash, the scholars differed in the early stages. Is it najis? Or they call it nabak? Or not? Is it najis or not? Those who say it's najis, they say you cannot wear alcohol related perfumes, because then I cannot pray. Those who say no, it is not physically najis, it is sentimentally or mentally najis. How do you come to this conclusion? It's a long argument, but Allah says in the Quran, إِنَّمَا الْمُشْرِكُونَ نَجَسٌ. Those idol worshippers are indeed najas. Does it mean that if I shake hands with a non-Muslim that I have to wash my hands 7 times and one with soil? No, he's not najas physically. He's najas inside because of his shirk, his kufr, his disbelief. Likewise, when we talk about alcohol-related drinks, such as wine, gin, bourbon, vodka, tequila, black label, scotch, whatever these things, I don't know them. You might know them from Harry Potter better than me. If you know such things, these are najas, not physically. So even if I was accidentally, someone spilled it on my clothes, I still can't pray with it. There's no problem in that. Coming back to the sciences that are haram, black magic, manufacturing haram things.
Knowledge of robbing.
The knowledge of?
Robbing things.
Theft.
Robbing things. That this is not knowledge, this is action.
Yes, ma'am. Five.
Music, Allahu Akbar. Music, knowledge is haram. So Sheikh, why is new music haram? It's beautiful, Sheikh. I love Justin Bieber. Music is haram, Sheikh, but is it knowledge? There are academies teaching music. You have soft music, you have hard rock, you have blues, you have jazz, you have bluegrass, you have symphonies, you have brass, you have strings, you have flute, so many things you can go through. All of these are what?
Haram.
Haram. Who made it haram? Allah Azza wa Jal. So do we have second choices? Allah made it haram, so you can say, why? You say, why? You know what will happen to you. This is Islam, you're submissive. Why do I pray Fajr 2 rak'ah? I want to make it 3. I want to make it 1. You will go to hell. Allah told you, pray 2 rak'ahs. Okay, I'll pray 2 rak'ahs. But why 2 sajda in every rak'ah? 1 sajda is enough. He said, no, you have to pray 2 sajda in each rak'ah. This is Islam. Allah tells you to do something, you say, okay. No questions asked. Imagine if your father tells you, go and get me a glass of water. And you're sitting there playing with your PlayStation, say, why? You'll get the answer in 1.2 seconds. So, okay, now I understand, thank you. And you get the whole jug, not a glass. So when Allah tells us to do something, we do it. When Allah tells us to not do something, we refrain. So music and what follows, such as acting. This is halal or haram? Haram. Mixing, music, lying, pretending things, all of the science. There is a great science behind it. Your reflection of your face, how to impress, how to do it silently, how to speak. And even us khutbah, when we give lectures, we did not study it, but we've learned it through Allah's favor upon us and experience. So we know when we speak softly, and we know when we raise our voices like this, and people would be always attentive. I could come in khutbah Jum'ah and speak about hellfire, and everybody's asleep. And hellfire is very hot. It's very scary. It will come on the day of judgment with 70,000 leeches. And with each leech, 70,000 angels are pulling it. People will have their skins out and burnt and black. And everybody, though it's a serious thing. And I could speak about wasting water. And water is one of the great things that Allah has blessed us with. Nevertheless, people are squandering it, wasting it. Don't they fear Allah? Everyone now will go and make drip, drip, wudu. Because I got your attention. All of this falls under acting in their academies, but it is haram. Part of the sciences that are also haram, the science of astrology. What is astrology?
Studying of stars.
Raise your hand because I can barely hear. Huh?
Reading fate.
Reading?
Fate.
Fate?
Minhaj.
Astronomy.
No, not astronomy. Wait.
Minhaj.
Astrology.
Study of, be specific.
Yes,
It's true. Not quite.
It's not astronomy. It's talking
Yeah, there is astronomy
astronomy
and there is astrology.
The study of future of a person.
Right.
The study of future.
The future, yes, it is included with both.
Okay, right.
Okay, so it is the effect of the celestial bodies on the fate of people. So astrology is saying that zodiacs affect us. Which zodiac were you born in? Scorpion? Then this means that this week, this and this and this will happen to you. And if you are a bull or a shark, or I don't know about the zodiacs, but they have strange animals, you know, say, oh, I'm a bull. MashaAllah, tabarakallah, you look like one. They have these, you know, zodiacs and things, and the belief, it's a science. It's calculations and where the stars are, but the belief in it takes you out of the fold of Islam. If you read the zodiacs at the end of newspapers every week, just for fun, Allah will not accept your prayers for 40 days. You pray Fajr, Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha for 40 days, Allah will not accept. But if you believe in it, if you go to fortune tellers and they read the palm of your hand, or when you drink coffee, they read it, or when they do any of these things and tell you this will happen to you in the future, and you believe that, soothsayers, sorcerers, you come out of Islam, you're not a Muslim anymore. You have to accept Islam again. These sciences are found or not? Do people learn them now?
Yeah.
A lot. And all of this is haram, and it's not permissible. What's the how much time do we have?
We still, unless we have question time, but still we have about 40 minutes?
25, good,
minutes
yes.
up to Dhuhr.
Also, the haram money banks that have like effective interest in.
Okay, very good. So he's talking about accounting. But accounting in general, finance in general, is halal. There is a great portion of it which is haram that you must not practice it, but you have to learn it. You cannot graduate as an accountant without studying it, but you cannot work with it, and you cannot teach it to someone who is working with it. So this is part of the haram sciences. So now we know the distinction between sciences and knowledges in the Quran. So what science does the Quran promote and asks each and every one of us to learn?
Knowledge.
The knowledge of Islam, which includes Quran, Sunnah, fiqh, language of Arabic, etc. Aqidah at the very top. What does Islam permit us to learn? All other halal sciences. Useful sciences which you will learn in universities, such as mathematics, physics, chemistry, engineering, medicine, applied sciences, etc. These are halal. If you have good intention, what do you mean by good intention? I want to become and I've met so many Muslims like this, I want to become a medical doctor so that I can go to refugee camps and help my Muslim brothers to treat Muslims in Africa. This intention by itself would grant you the reward from day one you enter the university till year 10 when you graduate. Imagine every day you're going to university, Allah makes it rewardable, as if you are studying the Quran or praying. Not as much, but you're rewarded because of what? Your intention. So now, when tomorrow I want to go to my school and my father or my mother wakes me up, how would I be? I want to sleep more. Or, no, I'm going to learn so that I would benefit the Muslims. I will benefit Islam. Allah would reward you for every second you do. Everything you learn, everything you practice, because your intention is for pleasing Allah Azza wa Jal. I have a lot of things that would encourage you to study Islamic studies, because this is what counts at the sight of Allah. But is it important or not important? Allah Azza wa Jal says in the Quran to highlight to you the importance of Islamic knowledge. Allah says, Allah witnesses that there is no deity except Him, and so does, or so do the angels and those people of knowledge. Allah made the people of knowledge alongside with the angels, alongside with Himself, to testify that there is no God except Him, which highlights the importance of knowledge of Islam. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, whomever Allah intends good of him, Allah will grant him fiqh in religion. So if you see someone who is ignorant, he does not know Islam, he does not know knowledge, he does not know Quran, Sunnah, fiqh, then know that Allah does not intend good of him. But if you see someone who is knowledgeable, then know that Allah loves him. However, what is the essence of knowledge again? You remember in the beginning of my talk, I said that a person who comes into the masjid and has no knowledge, yet wants to pray, can he pray?
No.
Without knowledge, you cannot pray. So without action, your knowledge has no value. True or false?
True.
What is the conclusion of your knowledge? If I have knowledge of Quran, Sunnah, Hadith, Aqidah, Arabic, etc., what is this equal to? What is the conclusion?
Your actions.
Again, what is after your actions?
You have to believe in it, implement it in your
I believed in it and implemented it. What will it lead me to?
Jannah.
To Jannah. Before going to Jannah, it has to lead you to fearing Allah. And this is why Allah Azza wa Jalla says in the Quran, إِنَّمَا يَخْشَى اللَّهَ مِنْ عِبَادِهِ الْعُلَمَاء. Verily that no one among Allah's servants fear Him more than the scholars. So the essence of knowledge, it is that leads you to fearing Allah. If I have someone like myself, PhD holder in Sharia, knows Quran by heart, not me of course, but if we have someone here, and he is articulate, he makes speeches, he makes, mashallah, lectures, very good person in speaking, in knowledge. You tell him what is the ruling of this, it's halal, haram. His fatwas are good and sound, but he doesn't pray Fajr in the masjid. He doesn't fast Ramadan well. He spends his time behind TV watching movies and soap operas and listening to Justin Bieber. Would I call him knowledgeable? Why?
Because he's not implementing.
Because he's not implementing. Who is the most knowledgeable of all sinners?
The one who does tawbah.
Give me a name. Who is the most knowledgeable among all sinners? Shaitan. Why? Shaitan was with the angels. Allah ordered him to prostrate to Adam. Did he prostrate? He was so close. He had knowledge. But because he sinned, all of his knowledge was useless. On the contrary, if we go outside and we see someone working in building houses, cement, sand, blocks, he's putting it, working 10 hours. If I come next to him, his sweat smells. His clothes are dirty and dusty. His hair doesn't have hair gel. It's not tidy. And I ask him, Salaam alaikum, he said, wa alaikum salam. What degrees do you have? He said, I cannot read or write. Or I can barely read and write, but I've never been to school. How much do you have in your bank account? Nothing. Do you have a car? No. Do you have a bicycle? No, I just walk. Do you have a house? No, I just sleep on a mattress. But he prays 5 times in the first row of the masjid. And he always saying, Subhanallah, Astaghfirullah, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah. He never listens to music, he never watches haram, he never eats haram. If someone tells him, there is some money, you can steal it, Astaghfirullah, I would never do this. He doesn't do anything haram. But he doesn't have, like our friend, PhD, or memorizes the Quran, or speaks beautiful lectures. Which one is favored to Allah Azza wa Jal?
The dirty one.
The second one, huh? Why? Because he fears Allah. This is the proper and actual knowledge that you cannot possess until you implement. It's not only reading books, learning fiqh, going to Imam University. This is good. The essence of knowledge is what? Which makes you fear Allah. If you have great and vast amount of knowledge, but you disobey your father and mother, are you knowledgeable? If your mother tells you, go and get me something from the grocery shop, and you say, why me? Why not Ahmad? You always pick on me. You don't love me. You don't like me. Is he knowledgeable? He's in hell. He will go directly to hell, business class. Because he did not implement the knowledge of the Quran and the Sunnah. So this is important for us to know, that the knowledge essentially is fearing Allah, obeying Allah. And this usually comes from Islamic proper knowledge that we have and that we do. So I hope that this, inshallah, is sufficient for today, though it's much longer, inshallah.
Jazakumullah khair. Thank you, Sheikh Asim, for this beautiful, exciting lecture. We'll have like a few minutes for questions. If you have any specific question that you would like to ask the Sheikh, this is the time. Okay, we have Hamdallah, we have Yunus, Tariq. Girls, any girl want to ask a question? Okay, we have 3 boys. Hamdallah, come forward. Please, I'd like the boys who would like to ask questions to come here. Behind him.
So my first question is about the bank accountants thing. You have a job there, but you know it's haram money, and you want to quit the job, but you can't find another job. So what do you do?
Okay.
Thank you. Your question, thank you.
You remember the questions?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So the question is, there is one drink, it is the worst drink. Its name is man, it is made up of mashed up snakes. So is it halal or haram? Can it be? Because some people, I don't
use the
know.
microphone. Lower the microphone.
Yeah. So is that a drink which is made up of mashed snakes, is it halal or haram?
A drink made from mashed snakes. Where is that drink? Where is it?
I read it in a book, I don't know where it is
He's
from.
thinking of making one. Okay.
Oh, he's there, I see, okay. Sit down.
My question is, in ancient times, people used to mummify the Egyptian people. So is mummifying allowed in Islam?
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Give me that.
It has the groceries.
No, it's okay, it's okay.
خلاص خلاص كيف
Shukran, it's okay. We know that. So the first question is about working in a bank.
So the question is, if a person has a job in a haram place and he knows it's haram and he wants to quit, but he does not have an alternative, what should he do? Okay, if you have a picture, okay, and you have a frame that is smaller than the picture, but you have to put the picture in the frame, what do? You cut the picture until it fits the frame, correct? Any doubts? If someone says, no, I don't want to do this, I want to break the frame and put duct tape and maybe bring some branches of a tree and connect it with super glue and then put it on my picture, how would that look? Very ugly. Likewise, Islam versus our lives. Islam is the frame that Allah ordered us not to go outside of it, correct? And our lives is the picture. So when we come to practice Islam and we put the frame on the picture, there are so many long edges. So I have to cut from my life what does not fit Islam. Now, in your question, this gentleman who works for a bank, and the bank is interest-based. They take riba, they give riba, and they deal with interest. Who provides the food on the table? I don't hear you. Allah. Who gives you the power to drive to the bank and work for 8 hours? Allah. Who gives food and provision to the billions of animals on earth, to the trillions of fish in the oceans, to the hundreds of trillions of insects, birds, living creatures, living cells that we see or do not see? Who gives them food? Do they have education? Do they have high degrees, good jobs? It is Allah who provides for them. Our problem is that we have a choice. These creatures don't have a choice, they have to do. Now we have a choice, and this is why we have Jannah and we have hell. And it's our choice that we enter this one or this one. If I am working in a haram job and I know that it is haram, I have to resign today, whether I have an alternative or not. Because if I say that, no, I will stay until I have an alternative, this means that I do not trust that Allah is giving the rizq. I believe that I am the bread earner and no one else can help me. So I keep on looking, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, who cares? I get a promotion into being a supervisor, a manager, a general manager, a director, a vice president, but I'm still looking. MashaAllah, what kind of looking are you doing? So the answer to your question is, trust Allah. If you do not trust Allah, you're not His servant, you're not His slave. You are thinking that, no, I know that you provide for everyone else, but I'd rather wait. My job is lucrative, I'm getting so much money. Akhi, can you get a job half of the salary? He said, yes, definitely. With my qualifications, I can. But what would I do with half my salary? I cannot live in the same house. I cannot spend lavishly. No. Either I get another alternative which pays like my job or not. Nothing pays as much as banks because they're haram. They have to be lucrative. Except oil industries. So oil companies pay more, but banks are equivalent to or a little bit less. So the answer to your question, my friend, you have to quit on the job.
Okay.
Second question, about making drinks of snakes. Anything that Islam orders us to kill, it is prohibited to consume. Give me examples. 1, snakes. I took that. 2, crocodiles. There is nothing of prohibiting it or ordering it. It's an issue of dispute. Lions. Lions?
No.
We are prohibited from killing?
No.
I said anything. Let me rephrase my question. Anything that we are ordered to kill or prohibited from killing, it is not permissible to consume. What are the things that we are ordered to kill? We have snakes, lizards. We have to kill lizards? Yes, the Prophet said, alayhi salam, whoever kills a lizard from the first blow will get 100 hasana, 100 good deeds. Second blow, less. Third blow, less. Usually we kill it in 6 or 7 blows. Why? Because we're so afraid of it. Have you seen a lizard with teeth? It will not bite you. Yes, but most quickly, Sheikh. Akhi, kill it with your hand. Yeah, that's gross. This is the fastest way and easiest way. What will happen to your hand? It will dissolve and go into, start to vanish. Nothing. Go and wash your hand with soap. Alhamdulillah. No harm done. Okay, what else than lizards? A dog that has...
Yes, sorry?
Scorpions, ahsant, very good. And so on. Okay, what are things that we are not permissible or not permitted to kill?
To eat.
No, to kill.
How to kill it?
Pigs. No, we have to kill pigs. Pigs are to be killed, the most authentic opinion. We cannot kill a frog, which makes it prohibited to eat. Killing frogs is haram in Islam. We cannot kill bees. We cannot kill ants, and so on. Spiders, we don't have any restriction in killing or not killing. So it depends. If it's harmful, yes. If it's Spider-Man, oh, that's cute, Spider-Man. Maybe we'll kill him, who cares? So these things, which is, you're asking about scorpions, there are snakes, they are prohibited to eat. You must kill it. Unfortunately, I've seen some Muslims using them as pets. What? Yeah. You've seen this. I've seen Muslims having scorpions in their homes. They say, oh Allah, this is very nice. And they're not putting it in the home and sleeping with them, but they're putting it in a cage and they consider it to be something that is nice. And in the 60s, in the 70s, they used to have a slogan, be kind to animals. Should we be kind to animals? Yes. Go and kiss a shark. No. Not all animals we have to be kind to. Harmful things we have to kill. But you don't go to the extreme of being kind and putting a pet or a lion in your home, then you will be its dinner. No, this is not permissible. The third question was about?
Mummifying.
Mummifying. So what is the rule on making a corpse a mummy? In our religion is totally...
You have to take all the organs out of the body.
Breaking the bone of a dead person is haram in Islam. Let alone making an autopsy or opening the person up and taking his guts out and stuffing him with teddy bears and things so that he would stay alive. All of this is haram in Islam. So those pharaohs, they were not Muslims. In their religion, maybe it's okay for us as Muslims to watch their mummies and go and pay money and say, Ma tut akhan amun, oh mashallah, and this Indiana Jones and stuff. All this is nonsense. Islam orders us to respect the deceased corpse of a Muslim. And this is why it's an issue of dispute whether organ donation is halal or haram. Organ, organ donation is not the organ, no. Organ donations is saying that after I die, I give my heart to the needy, I give my eyes, I give spare parts, essentially. This is an issue of dispute. I personally believe it's haram, because a dead person has to be respected in Islam, and he has to be buried and honored. And after his death or before his death, can I go and sell my eye now?
No.
Why not? Isn't it mine?
Yes.
No. This organ, this body is not mine. It is Allah. Allah entrusted me with it. So it's not for me to say, oh yeah, I don't need this, take it. Or I'll sell it for you. I have 2 kidneys. Yeah, take one. I need to buy a new car. No, this is not yours to donate. And after death is even worse, and Allah knows best.